I wake up, the sunlight shine on the sole of the Zan head. I mean, it shine on the sole of his shoes, cause he lying on his back. I'm not sure that he's not dead. I walk and he move, I would jump, but he's not well. I got a job, so I walk on. Couple steps, see a cop, so Alright, so my name is Nardo. That's Nardo Tre-P. Tre-P is 3 Ps. My project is a process of progress. That means everything that we do is about progression. At least we in the process of it. From Chicago, South Side, really all over the South Side, but the Wild Hunteds. I moved to Dalton. I can't forget about Dalton. Then they gonna say I'm fronting. They gonna be like, you know, you was in the suburbs. I was in the suburbs for a good 10 years. So Dalton. Then I moved back into Chicago, East Side. So you know, East Side crazy, all them over there. What up? I graduated from South Shore High School. So before it was what it is now. But yeah, shout out Dopemassive for getting up with me and even hollering at me. You know, we do what we do, and when you do this without thanks. I mean, we get it, but for those of y'all rappers that think that you just can rap for attention, you tripping, because a lot of people don't pay attention. So definitely shout out to Dopemassive for coming, and you know, not to toot my own horn, but I'm on my way to doing some major stuff. So Dopemassive is like, y'all major, because y'all got me right now. Because in a minute, it's going to be like, we can't. I mean, y'all always, I'll give it to y'all free even when I'm platinum, but everybody else is going to be like, no, you wasn't there. But right now what I'm working on is, I'm working on an EP. I'm working on an EP, and we're going to call it Elements. And it breaks down these 4 elements inside of a person, I guess. And so we asked the question, do you know who you are? So we start with a question mark where you questioning yourself. Your mind is, do you even know who you are? Your heart is the love. Then we go into prayer, because I'm definitely spiritual. I definitely believe in God. And I know that that's a key part of being in sync with your own existence. There's prayer, and the last element is the music, which is like, that's the spirit of it all, and the music affects the mind, the spirit, the soul, all of that. So it's an interesting EP. I'm doing a lot of different things. I'm working with Slim, Slimothy Wright. You may know him on Instagram or whatever like that, but he's a musician that we're using a lot more jazz influence, a lot more soul influence on this project, and we kind of just throwing the rules out the window. So this project is not necessarily it's for the fans. It's for people that love real music, and it's not necessarily for, oh, look, he's buzzing. If you love great music, then I'm gonna be buzzing off of it. And if not, then you probably ain't ready for it. You'll be ready for it though, eventually. But we getting you ready, and that's the other thing, is that, so the EP I got coming, but it's gonna be a whole lot of other stuff coming out, a whole lot of other songs. There's a whole lot of work being done with a lot of different artists. I got a lot of dope artists that I've been working with in Chicago and in LA. And it's just a lot of building right now. It's a lot of building right now. Everything's not in the perfect place, but when everything is, it's definitely gonna make a change. We tapping into the roots of who we truly are, and trying to get away from carbon copy sounds, or trying to make music that's gonna fit into just what everybody expects. Because I mean, from my perspective, the music that's the most long-lasting and has the biggest impact is the music that changes the wave. It's the music that's a different wave. It's not the music that jumps along with the wave. But I ain't gonna give y'all all my secrets though. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. Be on the lookout for the EP Elements. It's coming out this summer. I can give y'all, just stay posted up with Dopemassive and everything, and you're gonna find out when it's coming out. I should definitely have a date for it in the next few weeks. So yeah, it's coming. Those that's been listening to me for years, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all in the journey that I've been taking in music. I'm glad for those that really have been following. And for the new followers, for the new listeners, welcome. And I really appreciate everybody for hearing and understanding where my vision is going. So, like, my mother's Belizean and Puerto Rican, but her favorite music is country music. Then outside of country music, her favorite artist is Barbra Streisand. So for a black boy on the south side of Chicago, I actually grew up knowing Barbra Streisand movies, songs, all of that, and country music. This is all a part of my childhood. And then with my father, it was more of the classic soul, the Motown, but you got the blues, you got all of that. It was all of that. It still is all of that if I'm with my father. I wasn't allowed to listen to rap. I grew up in a strict Christian household where I wasn't able to listen to anything with profanity. I couldn't even watch movies. If I watched movies with profanity, we had to turn it down. If a curse word was too loud, one of my parents was gonna be like, "What are y'all watching? Turn that off." So, as if we said the curse word, like it's our fault. But anyway, so we used to have to sneak. But my older sister, she was in high school in the 90s, and she had Tupac tapes. So everybody liked Tupac. And it ain't like she a hip hop head, but she loved Tupac. And that was my introduction. It was that. So Tupac, I was probably about 5 or 6. I learned all the words to Dear Mama. Then she had the tape, Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise from Dangerous Minds. And that was the other first. So those 2 songs are the first rap songs that I learned all the words to. And I used to be out there spitting. Like, the kids, they used to come to my house and tell my sister, the older kids, just like, "Oh, have your brother come out here and rap that Tupac song." Because I was like 6, so I had the cuteness on my side. You was like, "Oh, he's 6 years old, he's rapping, that's dope." I didn't really know that was what it was gonna, it didn't become what I was gonna do until later. And it was like I was probably like 11 or 12. My cousin came over to my house with a keyboard, and he had already put together a little beat. And he was like, "Yeah, we should just make songs. We should make a rap song." And it just came easy to me. I hadn't really tried to. I guess I wrote poetry before. I never took any of it seriously, but it kind of just came easy to me. He was like, "Well, this is what the song gonna be about." He actually is the one that told me, his name Trent, he actually the one that told me how to make a song. To this day, he don't know how he knew that. But he told me, verses here, this where the hook goes. And we started making songs. We started recording on a karaoke machine. So for all these rappers that be able, like, it was a luxury to me when I finally got to do this take, that take. We used to have to record the whole song all in one take. Even if it was features on here, you better be ready when I hand you the mic, because if you mess up, we got to start the whole thing over. And that's how we used to do, we did albums like that, maybe 4 or 5 albums by the time I was like 14, but it was just for us. We wasn't telling everybody at school, a few friends, but it was really like just us doing it. We just had this hope that somehow we was gonna blow up anyway. Even though we wasn't telling everybody, we just felt like the right person was gonna get a hold of it and we was gonna blow up. But it didn't happen like that. Time goes by, we not rapping as much together, but I never stopped. It was like, it's my passion. It's really, I dealt with a lot of issues growing up, a lot of internal issues, but rap was the one thing that I actually really saw myself getting better at. I saw myself developing at, and I could take pride in it. So I never stopped, even though other people may have slowed up and stuff, and I just jumped from different crews to different crews. Like, oh, y'all over here rapping? I started rapping with Jesse Parks, who's my family, and it was like, I went over there, I was probably like 16. I went over there, and that's when I finally got the luxury of, all you gotta do is record this part right here. Like, it was like, I'm telling you, you rest of you rappers don't know, y'all lazy, because y'all be punching in. It's like, I can't even punch in, I don't even know how to do that. We just flow through. But anyway, I don't mean to talk stuff on y'all. But so I started rapping with Jesse, and it was like, he just kind of elevated me, and I'm still working with Jesse consistently, always. We got that partnership, that ain't going nowhere. if there's one thing that I can say to people, if there's one thing I can say to people is hold rappers accountable. Hold rappers accountable. Do not let these rappers be trash. I don't judge you off of like what style you got, if it's trap, whatever. You just better be saying something. You just better be. It's rappers that's crazy with punchlines and don't say nothing. And I'll be like, nah. So hold rappers accountable to what they say and stop giving passes to these dudes that's trash. I don't know what's going on. It's not just in rap, it's in the world, as I can see. We look at our president. So everybody gets a pass. Everybody gets a pass for being trash. And it's like, that's okay, but you only gonna get more bad music. If you want good music, then support the people that are good. Support the people that are talented and are creative. And as for y'all, talented, creative people, please start being confident though, because these weak dudes way more confident. That's how they be winning. That's how they be winning. They carry their stuff like they the man. So please start being confident. Act like you own it. Don't be intimidated just because everybody's screaming for that dude. Grab the mic and let them know what they're supposed to be screaming for. I guess if I had anything else to say, because I know I changed my music some years back when I really dedicated my life to God, and I'm still in my journey. I'm still in my journey in my path with God. I don't feel like, well, I don't subscribe to any particular religion. My roots are in Christianity, but religion itself, I got issues with, and that's a whole nother thing. But my music is always gonna be inspired by God. But I don't want you to get that twisted and think that because it's inspired by God, that means it's not gonna be no real stuff in there. Because if you actually read your Bible, it's a whole lot of real stuff in there. They got sex, murder, and violence, and drunks, and all that stuff. And you're gonna get that in my music. You're gonna get that in my music also. Not that I'm doing it to try to glamorize the negativity, but you have to go there. You gotta go there a lot of times so that so that you really reach people. There's a lot of people going through a lot of struggles. And for me personally, the rappers that I loved, like the music that I loved growing up, was the artists that talked about, I like cool rappers. I always like cool rappers, but I really like the not so cool rappers. I really like the rappers that's not afraid to be vulnerable. I like the rappers that are not afraid to talk about getting picked on in school, or a lot more people experience that. And I feel like up until recently, hip hop really hasn't given the average Joe a voice for real. And that's what I want to say to a lot of the young dudes that's going through a lot of different stuff. Can't even begin to even understand a lot of stuff that kids go through. We got all this judgment on these little kids, and they killing each other, they this, that, and other, they need to go home. You don't even know what they going home to. You don't even know if it's really a home there for them to go to. So a lot of times people don't have nothing but the music to help them. A lot of times that's their only comfort. So I make music for them too. I make music for the people that don't have everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have stable environments. And so that's the whole thing if we really gonna get onto the whole what's going on in Chicago and everything. I remember how they acted when I was a teenager, or when I was a kid and they were teenagers. I remember how they was acting when I was a teenager and they were adults, and they wasn't necessarily the most responsible people. Us included. We ain't necessarily the most responsible parents, and so when I see a lot of these kids act the way they act, at first I'm like, dang, kids didn't used to act like that, but then I be looking like, but dang, parents didn't used to be like this though. Not trying to tell y'all what to do, all I'm saying is that you really gotta pay attention. You really gotta pay attention. Things that we think is cool, that we think is okay, it's not really okay. You gotta teach kids how to value things. You gotta teach people. Y'all be leaving it in their hands. Like, why y'all like, he just won't do right. You ain't never taught him to do right. Why? You can't just leave it all in his hands. That's your job as a parent. But that's a whole, I know we talking about music, but the music is life. and it's affecting people's lives. And there's a lot of people out here that have kids but ain't parents. And so then my music gotta be their parent, and it ain't enough. It's not enough. Then my music gotta be their parent. So please, oh, and another thing, while I'm ruining all y'all fun and everything, because I know all y'all want to do is turn up, while I'm ruining y'all fun, stop sleeping with everybody. Stop. I'm just for real, because y'all keep making babies and y'all don't even like each other. Y'all don't even know, y'all don't even like, y'all sleep with people that you never even really liked at all, not even a little bit, let alone got to know. It's like, or wrap it up, something, I don't know what you're doing, but at some point, please, I'm laughing, but it really don't be funny to me. Yeah, it's to the point now where if we're not partying, then what do we do with music? What are we supposed to be doing? And that's why a lot of people are like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. If it's on anything besides let's get drunk and forget all our pain, then it ain't really, nobody wants to go there. But we gonna have to go there. We gonna have to go there. Everybody's so woke nowadays, but I don't know. I just make the statement that if you could judge a man that's asleep, then you ain't woke. Dopemassive, I gotta shout out my crews though, so Tre-P, that's me. It's been a lot of people involved in Tre-P, and that's all the rappers that I've rapped with over the years, but it's kind of just been myself and another artist that I'm actually gonna be working with. He got a project coming out maybe later this year called Marijuana Jones, but he been a huge motivation for me and for the energy of Tre-P for a long time. Even times where I felt like maybe jumping down with other crews, he always come remind me like it's Tre-P. So, but then I got No Future Big Dreams, and that's a whole nother movement. But this brother named Thomas Andrews, he wrote a book about his life called I Made It Without You and all his struggles and everything. And there's an album coming also called I Made It Without You that also features me on it. But No Future Big Dreams, that's the other camp. That's the crew. And so Ministry One, y'all know me in the church world from moving around with Ministry One. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Shout out to my Track Pilots family. I ain't gonna give y'all too much information, but yeah, my Track Pilots family, I know y'all know who y'all are. Sunlight shine on the soul of the Zen head. I mean, it shine on the sole of his shoes because he lying on his back. I'm not sure that he's not dead. I walk and he move, I would jump, but he's not well. See, I got a job, so I walk on. Couple steps, see a cop, so I walk the other way, but I ain't a crook, I'm just black and my mama's baby. Don't want to play crazy. Luckily, he doesn't pay me the slightest bit of attention. He saw the Zen head and kicked him. I went to catch the bus with just enough time to get in line right behind this little dime. Pleasure's mine, miss your highness, I'm late. Trying to get her attention, she got that face. It's 7 a.m. and I ain't got the time today. And I would say a whole bunch of smooth, poetic, have a good day, loves. But I ain't hit the L, I have my coffee, so I'm stuck. Caught in a dilemma, then a cab hit the bus. This is us, lips just touch. What you gonna do now? You gotta say something. Ask her she's okay. Ask her what's her name. Ask her what's her brain. Ask her freaky things. Ask if she can sing. Tell her you can rap. Ask if. She just got off the bus. I'm twitching cause my neck hurt. She walked past the window and smiled. I got off at the next stop, and the sun shined on a man who slept outside. And no one cried, heard someone died. And I would cry, but I gotta thank God that it wasn't me or mine. And no one cried, All right?